staying with us on the Sports Show. Time to talk soccer. So we thought we'd get one of the teams that surprised a few teams this year in the National Premier League, because they got elevated last year out of the State League. We talk about West Adelaide. The coach, Jim Tsekinis, Kosta and Jackson O'Donnell join us. Thanks for coming in, fellas.
No problem.
Maybe we'll start with you, Jim. The elevation, mate, from State League 1 into the National Premier League. It's a big jump.
It was a miracle, really.
Yep.
Just like I've got a good bunch of boys here. I only took over myself last year, coming back as an ex-player and whatever, just watching them. And there was a few things I think needed tidying up, and that's why we've got a few good-looking young fellas here, as you can see.
Yep.
Got them back up, and that brought the crowd back, it brought the people back, it brought a bit of a hype back to West Adelaide. We were missing for a while, if you hadn't known that. You might not have heard of us for a while.
You've been missing for a while, mate. I thought you were very complimentary saying the players did it. You came back last year and then you're in, mate. I think it's the coach.
Yeah, well, coach takes the blame when we're losing, yeah. Not so much when we're winning, yeah. But
certainly does that.
We got ourselves back up. We put a good culture together. That's probably the key word here. Good culture, and we got ourselves back up with a bit of fight and spirit.
I was going to say that West Adelaide have always been a big name in football, in soccer, in SA.
Yep.
West Adelaide and Adelaide City and whatever. They were the two that I knew as a layman in the game, if you like. Adelaide City, West Adelaide. And why were you guys in State League 1? You must have had a bit of a rough period there, or because Adelaide City have not fallen, have they?
No, they haven't. This actually depends how far back we want to go. To when I ended my playing days with them, they were financially stricken. They were just about going under, and then they did go under for a period. So that was when us ex-players were transitioning to other clubs. So I myself went on to Melbourne and played elsewhere, but the club went under financially. Then they had a hiatus for 6 or 7 years or whatever it was, and we lost a big gap. Yeah. And then we had to restart down the bottom, and then of course trying to rebuild. Obviously, all those players that would have been with us were at other clubs, and we tried to rebuild and get ourselves back. And unfortunately, the fact is, there's been a few financial developments, i.e. the stadium, that weren't finished, and that sort of set us back even more. So there's a few things still in the pipeline. We are trying to rebuild, and then part of my job and these boys' job is to rebuild the culture, bring the focus back in. And if you come and watch a game, particularly the Adelaide City derby, it was smoke bombs everywhere. It was back to the old school. No flares. It was back to the old school stuff.
There you go. Because you're a very proud club, West Adelaide, and you probably belong in the NPL, really.
Spot on.
I think that's a fact. I mean, you shouldn't be playing State League 1. I reckon a club that big. So good luck, mate. I hope you stick around in there. You're sitting mid-table at the minute anyway. You're not doing too badly. Couple of speed bumps, but otherwise not too bad.
Hey, Kosta, let's talk about that for you, mate. You got off to a pretty good start, 5 in a row, and then you kind of hit a bit of a patch, mate. Yeah. Some injuries. We'll get to the goalkeeper in a minute, mate. But,
I think we surprised a lot of people coming up. We were hearing things in pre-season like we wouldn't win a game, and I find out we had the talent there. We got a really good culture. Started from Jimmy, so. We surprised a lot of people and got off to a really good start, and were just super difficult to beat. And we're still in a really good position. Like, we've got 9 games left. Really, the ball's in our court. Like, we can make this season whatever we want to. We can play finals, or if we slip up, we'll go the other way. So we've got to tread lightly and be careful, but we're moving along nicely, and we've still got a lot of faith in it.
Injuries are always the coach's nightmare, mate. You've got 5 at the moment, 5 pretty good ones.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're good ones, but I pride myself in our program in minimal injuries. So we've had 1 soft tissue injury in 2 years, which is fantastic, right? Yep. But you can't cater for, this guy tripping over, slipping over with nobody around him and hurting his shoulder. You can't cater for that. That clumsiness. All right. Before he gets stuck into me, he's the best keeper in the league by far, and it was just unfortunate that happens. But there's 3 leg breaks or cracks or something, and that's difficult because you can't factor that in. And that's hurt us. That's really tested our depth.
Let's talk about it, Jackson. Goalkeeper, mate, and he's put it to you, mate, one of the best, if not the best. Ruptured the shoulder, mate. How long were you out for?
3 months after surgery. So planning surgery, got an appointment this afternoon to see a specialist. And then, everything's set in motion after that, sort of surgery, rehab. So out for the year at least. Hopefully the surgery goes well. And just focus on next year.
Do you know, as soon as you went down, did you know
I don't normally stay down if it's not serious. So, as soon as I sort of got hit, it was, in a bit of trouble. I thought dislocation, but,
So if the vice captain goes out, does the captain then go to become the goalkeeper? Is that how it would work?
I'm way
Costa?
I'm way
You're already
too,
going, no, that's
I'm
not
way
happening.
too short to be a goalkeeper. Unfortunately not.
No, we've had the young 15-year-old sort of step up from the reserve. So it's thrown in the deep end, but either sink or swim. So.
Well, he must have some ability. If you're throwing him in at 15, he's got to have some ability, I would think. You're not just going to pick a 15-year-old to go in and do a job like that.
Myself included, young goalkeepers, there's no consistency. It's really good games, really poor games. There's no in between. And as you get older, you sort of find that happy medium, and you cruise along and you do your best. But he'll learn and he'll develop. So good on him.
I was looking at your next three, because I think they're important. I mean, Sturt Lions are sitting bottom. You've got them next up, but then you've got a couple of toughies. And there are a couple of top 4 teams at the moment, like in Modbury and Metro Stars. Yep. So it's a big month for the club.
It's every week seems to be a big week. There's no respite, is there? It's no reprieve. However, look, the Sturt, I think everyone expected us to be where Sturt was, to be honest. They were 7 points down the bottom. So, in a way, people say we overachieved so far, but it's not over. We need to finish this off. And one of the difficulties with the kids, and we talked about a 15-year-old goalkeeper. My bench last week, 4 of them were 16, 17 or 18. Wow. So that's where we're getting tested. This week we're at home. We've got a really good home record, so we make it difficult. We've even got a little supporter crowd now, haven't we, boys? They bring the old flags back out and the smoke bombs and they're starting to sing
It's what
again.
you want.
Yeah. We've got Neil McGackie, who's the old 1978 captain coach of West Adelaide, who's my mentor and is involved with these boys as well.
Yeah.
So we're trying to bring that back. And probably... after next week is a must-win, but the one after Modbury, I don't want to put the mockers on us, but we haven't lost to them in 6, so it doesn't matter where they sit. They're one of those teams that will struggle against us because of the brand we play. So it's really up to us. It's really up to us what we're doing and whether the boys can step up, the young ones.
How would you describe your brand, Kosta? How would you describe the style of footy that you guys play?
I like to think it's quite exciting. We like to get the ball out wide. We like to get crossed into the box. We like to score goals. That's our brand. This year going up, we've had to compromise that a little bit. When you're realistic, some games we've had to sit in for 80 minutes and then go, or a half and then go. So we adapt quite well. We're all in. Like, we know what we need to do to win games. If Jimmy goes, this is what we're doing. We're just all in until we're safe, and then hopefully after that we can have some fun and then try to play finals.
That's interesting when you hear a soccer player and soccer, football, whatever, talk finals.
Yep.
Because, in previous years it's been, you finish top, bang, that's it, mate. There is no finals, you win the league. But I'm interested to hear that the players now talk, we hope to make finals.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's how it is. Last year we actually finished second, and then we went on to win the grand final, and we got promoted through that. So lucky for.
Well, that's a good point, isn't it? Because in the old days you wouldn't have been promoted.
No,
we
would have missed out by a game.
Exactly.
A few points.
So yeah, I like that. Do you like that setup? Do you like the finals?
I'm a little bit of a traditionalist.
Yeah.
I like first past the post, or the first 2 get straight up. But in Australia, it's probably the only country that does it like this. So it is what it is. We live here. We're used to it.
Okay.
Hey boys, appreciate you coming in.
Like
Good luck with the shoulder surgery, mate. That'll be an interesting recovery. I'd like to say it'll be pain-free for you, but it won't be. Costa, got a big job the next couple of weeks for you, mate, as captain, filling in for the injuries. And Jim, well done, mate. It's always good to hear a coach come in and talk about the culture change.
I'd like to just say we're taking the boys down to the 36ers to do a session.
You're doing soccer or basketball with them, mate?
Basketball. So if you want to come down, we'll teach you a thing or two.
You'll teach me a thing or two. Like, mate, I'll be happy to come down. I was thinking you were inviting me to come in for the injured goalkeeper, mate. We're clearly off past the age gap. I'm not 15, mate. Hey, great to see you, boys. Get on to the West Adelaide Soccer Club. They are a great club. Should follow them. They are going to do some really good things this year and the next couple of years. Stay with us. Still, plenty to come.